Well, hello, everyone. Good day to you all. My name is Christina Swan. I am one of the founders of Waterloo School, and I am excited to welcome you to a wonderful presentation about the Horizon program in Sabah, Malaysia. It's a gap year program made for students that just graduated high school and are really curious about seeking some wonderful opportunities. And I don't want to tell you everything about it yet because you're going to hear so many wonderful things about it. But as we know, students do gap years for many different reasons. And one of them is to approach the next 4 years of their life a lot more confidently in who they are and what they can do and the relationships they can make, the skills they can develop. This gap year program serves that beautifully. And along with it, they learn how to grow up in a multicultural environment, um, gain some wonderful service skills and some career skills that will make those next 4 years of life a lot more purposeful and relational in what they get to do. So without further ado, I would love to introduce you to Jeremiah, who is going to be walking us through what the Wonderful Horizon program is all about.
Thank you very much, Christina. Thank you very much. So I'm just going to launch the presentation. Give me a moment. Hello and good day. And it's a great pleasure to welcome you and to be presenting to you the Red Up Horizon Gap Year experience. Today's presentation will go through 4 parts: the introduction, the A levels, and the college credits part, and then we'll be talking about conservation, internship, and service, as well as some of the logistics of the program. Now, for introduction, we are part of Red Arc Education Worldwide. Just want to pay respect to our founder, Mr. Paul Chow, who founded JA China and one of the founders for JA Worldwide, as well as the one of the founders for Duke University Kunshan, and he is a visionary and helping us to shape the whole agenda for the future of education. My name is Jeremiah, and I'm actually from Sabah myself, and I'm the Chief Learning Officer and also the director for the program. So from my background, I'm actually from a clinical pharmacy background from the UK and did some educational research at Cambridge. And then I spent about the last 10 years exploring bilingual education or international education based at Shanghai, China. At this moment, I would like to thank and pay tribute to our partners, Craig Dirksen and also Dr. Christina Swan, for casting this vision with us, as well as supporting us as academic advisors and shaping the program with us. So I'm very, very thankful to them. Thank you. Just a little bit about Red Eye Education. We operate from different locations, including Austin, Texas, where I'm at now, as well as Shanghai, China, and Sabah, Malaysia. We would like to be a group of educators helping students to be more future ready through PBL, problem-based learning, through lifelong planning, as well as their skill development and growth, and also implementing design thinking through our curriculum. We would like to be heavily involved in experiential learning and equipping students with problem-solving skills. So this is where we want to introduce the Sabah Horizon Gap Year program, which got different elements to it. Let us just walk through the elements, which is firstly, it's to offer the A-levels program, which enables students to mature in academic skills as well as gaining university credits. And then they would be involved in charitable initiatives, service initiatives, as well as ecological conservation projects, internships, as well as research and publication. So all these elements will come together, hopefully to foster growth, as well as their maturity as a learner, as well as trying to think through what the world needs in terms of futuristic problem-solving thinking and maturing as an individual as well. So just a broad part about the content. So there'll be 2 weeks of ecological conservation, 2 weeks of internship, charitable services on Saturdays, then there'll be a research paper somewhere down the line. But for a start, there will be 2 to 3 A-level subjects starting 30th of June. So just a note about the location. Sabah is an ideal platform because of its diverse cultures, as well as the biological diversity as well. And there's got lots of different heritage in terms of religion, cultures, and also how people live there. So we'll get a little bit into that. So this is the map of the world. We're just right in the middle of Southeast Asia. And as you can see, the map of Sabah there, and it's got different ranges of mountains, lowlands, and it's very unique in Southeast Asia because it's the only piece of land that contains temperate forest and tropical rainforest. So this is a promotional video produced by the Sabah Tourism Board. Just would like to share this with you for a few minutes. So that's a brief introduction into Sabah, a state within Malaysia. And you might have picked up some of the animals featured in the short film. So just a brief introduction, we've seen pygmy elephants, which is a type of sort of dwarf elephants, which is smallest in the world. and they roam in the forest, rainforest of Sabah, Malaysia. The second sort of like interesting animal that feature in the film is actually hornbills. So hornbills are quite unique because they are pair for life. So the male will always try to find a female, and they are quite unique to Sabah, and they're actually endangered species. Yeah, an endangered species. So I was in Tanam Valley some time ago, and I filmed this myself, which is you can see it's a yellow Oriental hornbill, a male and a female. So they are quite it's quite nice to find them in the midst of the wilderness where we have an establishment, a research center. I was hoping to see them, and I saw them on the last day, which was really good, a male and a female there. So it's basically about 30 meters from me. So that was really good to see. Yeah. Also in the promotional video, you can see the smallest bear in the world, got smallest stuff in Sabah, yes. It's called the Bornean sun bear. Okay, it's also an endangered species. So students coming to our gap year program can investigate different ecological conservation projects with our partners there. Okay, so actually Sabah's got a lot of virgin rainforests and hectares of forestry there for us to conserve. However, Sabah has got its own challenges. So one of the challenges is actually the balance and the tension between economic growth and biodiversity and local conservation. So one of the important issue is palm oil being taking over the economy as well as the land. So because of palm oil, there is severe damage to the richness of the soil, as well as um, many hectares, acres of virgin rainforest been lost to this financial commodity. So the question is, how do we preserve what we've got, which is very precious? It's after Amazon forest and Guatemala and Sabah is one of the most biodiverse places in the world, and we're still finding new species from it. So how do we actually treasure what we've got left of that piece of a jewel there? So secondly, there's over dependence on oil and gas as well as palm oil, as we mentioned. So there's loss of cultural preservation and diversity within the state of Sabah. So the infrastructure there wasn't being built up efficiently, and there wasn't sufficient local policy support to make ecotourism um, um, flourish well enough and preserving what's there in terms of a way of life. Thirdly, it's the problem of stateless residents within Sabah. There are lots of people within Sabah without national identity. You've probably seen these sort of really beautiful waters with beautiful children on them, but they are stateless. So stateless people, I think we should have the responsibility to reach out and think about the education, sustainability of their life on this land, because they are being born uh, on islands, and they don't belong to Philippines, Brunei, Indonesia, or Malaysia. They're not being given identity in terms of nationality. They're not being given tools to make a living. Education is a huge problem. Health is a big problem. So how do we contribute to that? I think it's our key question there. So within those issues within Sabah, I think it would be nice to let students explore their own identity as well, because we always try to relate what who we are as a person and how do we contribute to our society and the wider world. So we will start with aptitude and strength, uh, knowing our own aptitude and strength within the program through a tool called the Total Quotient Count, which is a reader for our aptitude and strengths. And together with that, we try to encourage students to explore what they're curious about. How do we sort of like apply technology? How do we actually preserve cultures? How do we serve people better? And through that, we are hoping that students can find their prime investigative question. And through all of that, I think will be a very interesting experience for students to come and then walk through those lenses to look into A levels academics, to look into conservation efforts which they would be interested in, look at internship and through that gain professional experience, and then explore community service and linking their own strengths and interest, and finally bring that all together at the end of the year through a research paper and link to different research platforms to launch their own research career. So those are the elements that we're trying to link to get together in our gap year program. And with that, we would like each student to come out with their own driving question or prime questions to link everything together. So like a big piece of PBL in different stages in a way. So just as example, just an example, this is a real in terms of the background of a student, but we would then forecast what the student would do if he should join us. So first of all, he's 18 years of age, Ben, and he intends to take 2 A-level subjects, mathematics and physics. So through our reading of his aptitude and strengths, we know that he is good at reasoning, problem solving, and leadership. And he is really into innovation and creative thinking. So he's eager to explore ecological research and look into sustainability as well as academic publishing. He's interested in environmental engineering and sustainability development for college courses. So one of the potential project he could take up is one of our forestry project, which is drone-based mapping and land analysis for protected rainforest zones. And the driving question from Ben was how can AI-driven analytics improve biodiversity conservation efforts in tropical ecosystem? So that would be his driving question. So through that, he completed an AI internship integrating AI analytics with environmental data tracking. And that was under an expert tutor based in Hong Kong. And then delve into that is how he would train local youth to pursue the same interests as well as part of his service to the community. And finally, the outcome of that gap year for Ben would be created a unique portfolio of research and NI integration initiative for conservation and real world environmental applications, which strengthen his university applications, and then publish a paper on the intersection of AI and environmental sustainability and gaining academic recognition from that. And through that, he would be able to present his paper on a international research platform, a publication platform, as well as doing a final year presentation to his peers as well. So just as a brief sort of like sweep of our past successes in terms of university guidance. So we have students who got into UIUC and University of New York and University of California, San Diego, which Dr. Swan graduated from. And for postgraduate, we got success stories for students getting into Harvard, Columbia, and Penn. And also we got good successes from the UC series, such as Davis, etc. Yeah. And for UK, we got students who got into Oxford, and also Imperial College as well as UCL. So we got quite a strong, small team of university counselors helping students through those application processes. So in terms of research and publication, I think that is quite important and interesting because it's actually a co-creating process between a tutor or a teacher currently in a college post as a professors or senior lecturer, etc., as well as the interests and the driving questions and exploration needs of the students. So the gap year student will explore what could combine what the professor is interested in, as well as the interest of the student to do a co-creating process. And I think the value of the research and publication through primarily literature review would be knowing what that research scope would look like currently at that point of time, enabling the student to gain insights into that area and dig deeper and deeper, which could be presented as a great story at their college interviews. So this is a biotech a paper written by one of our students, and he was trying to find his niche, and he found it in biotech, which is great for him, as well as we did integration between mechanical engineering and AI for a paper aiming at explaining and forecasting the needs for a driverless car in the future. And also we had also students who are interested in philosophy to have written a paper on cognitive reasoning, etc. And we had a successful paper who attracted the attention of Oxford regarding deep neural networks of AI, and also the ethical consideration of those notions and ideas. Okay, so we are into the second part now regarding A-level. So we will base our A-levels learning at Institute Sinaran in Sabah, which is established A-level center. So just as a note about corresponding A-levels and what's happening in the US in terms of high school program. So IGCSE year one, probably it's sort of corresponding to freshman, and year 10, year 2, sophomore, and then the subsidiary level would be junior. Then the A2 levels would be corresponding to the senior year. So just to give an idea of the sort of the level of learning in terms of what's happened in the UK and Malaysia and elsewhere. Yeah. So as options, the students can choose from biology, chemistry, physics, and economics. But what we would recommend would be mathematics be the core subject throughout that, because it's easier to get credits from university. So just an example, for ecology and biology, the student could go for mathematics and biology, and biochemistry, environmental science, mathematics and chemistry, etc. Engineering would be mathematics and physics. Then economics for finance, marketing, international relations, etc., etc. So this is a testimonial from one of the students who just graduated from Institute Sinaran. Yeah, just a short video about her experiences there.
Hi, I'm Uma, and I am a proud graduate of the Institute Sinaran A-Level program. It is located in Sabah, the beautiful state in Malaysia, and this is a part of the Red Art Gap Year program. In this academic year, I have achieved 4 A stars in my A-Levels. I have applied to universities including UC Berkeley, UC San Diego, and UCLA in the United States, as well as Cambridge, Imperial College London, and UCL in the UK. I would highly recommend Institute Sinaran for its outstanding academic rigor. Not only that, it's a place where both education and nature come together to inspire personal and intellectual growth. Wishing you all the best in your academic journey. Hi.
So in terms of credits, what we know is that for the US colleges, they normally do acknowledge A levels, and we would recommend to gain college credits to at least go to the full A levels, not the subsidiary levels, the full A levels. So there will be award of 8 credits normally for semester credits as a general rule. Now, I think if we go for the subsidiary level, which is students would need to gain both AS and A2 levels during the gap year. So if they get B at A2, which the AS level outcome would be taken into consideration for the A2 final outcome, then they would at least get 8. Some college would consider AS level as 4 credits, but some universities, such as Duke, would only recognize A2 level for credits consideration, and at least an outcome of B or A. Yes, so that's the general sort of rule, and I think each college would consider these credits individually, but some of the credits will be awarded. But I think in terms of those grounding of mathematics and different subject, it's very good for personal development as well. Okay, so for conservation and internship, we worked heavily with our local partner, which is Yayasan Sabah. It's a prominent Malaysian foundation dedicated to the conservation, education, and socio-economic development of Sabah. So it's a very, very good establishment to be working with, because they got really exciting local projects going on, and they own the forest and the land, which is part of the belongings of the state. So we had undertaken a sort of like a local study tour together with Yayasan Sabah, issued certificates of acknowledgement, etc. And they had really given us a stately welcome to all our travels and all ceremonies within the state of Sabah, which was very, very nice. So first of all, we could do our conservation at Danam Valley, which is a combination of virgin rainforest as well as secondary regrown forest. There's a lot of initiatives going on there, but one of the most prominent projects there is a collaboration between IKEA. Most people probably know IKEA, and also the local Danam Valley team. So basically, it's trying to preserve, as we use the forest, how do we preserve it? It was interesting because I was just looking into it. 2nd of March 2025, there was a report given by Daily Express of Malaysia, highlighting the IKEA project achievements after 26 years. So basically, they've been monitoring since the start of the project how biodiversity has improved and how the local population has increased. So which was really interesting to read, and it was good to know that some of our students would be able to join into that project. Yeah. So just in support of that notion, actually, one of the successful project was the Rainforest Research Center based on the east of the state called Sandakan, which is a secondary forest of only 50 years. And as you can see, there's a really outstanding canopy walk there for people to enjoy the views and look through the forest. And when I was there, I managed to take a picture of a jungle kingfisher, and we can see that they got the crown raised at that point, which was very nice to take pictures of. And he would just landed there and stayed there. Yeah. The second one that we could do is the pygmy elephants conservation project. For Maleo Basin, it's a little bit like the Avatar movie because it's got huge trees. So there will be concentrating on botanical conservation. And as you can see, we got the biggest flowers in the world, the Rafflesia, and we can work with local specialists about how conservation efforts actually improve biodiversity and how these big trees help the environment in general. Okay, Selam Coast is a very interesting area. It's quite remote, but it's into oceanic biodiversity conservation and mangrove forest research, which is an interesting part of the world as well. Our team had a good time at Uskan Cove, and we have chosen that site as a coral conservation area. And actually, the Yayasan Sabah team has proposed a superstructure in terms of putting young stem of corals there and letting that flourish within that environment, because as you can see, it's a shallow shore, and actually corals start to grow actually quite near to the shore, which is quite good to observe and see. This is the area where we had been, and also taken a short video of the environment where we would be doing coral conservation. Okay, that's where our students would stay. Lastly is the swarm forest firefly conservation, which I would personally lead because it's close to my heart, and it's about actually because fireflies are very sensitive to background lightings, and that will stop their growth. And how to actually replicate that amazing sight where fireflies lit up trees in darkness like Christmas trees. So that will be an interesting subject. So as costs go, at this point, we have the full gap year program at $39,750. That will include accommodation, A-level tuition, all the coordination, work literature review, research, and tutor support, and pointing them where to publish their work. And that will include university guidance and all teaching. Okay, it excludes visa fees and flights. The 2-week ecological conservation excursions will be will be extra cost to students, which cost around $3,500 to $4,500. The internship would be between $2,500 to $3,500, depending on what they choose. The charity work, the annual cost will be around 2,000 USD, and application fee is 250 USD. Internships, we have got good local partnership with Aquascape Biotechnology at Kota Kinabalu, which is very near to the A-Level Center. It's a subsidiary group of Yayasan Sabah. So we will be experiencing how to replicate good trees' DNA and make sure that a new tree contains all the good things of that mother tree, those seeds has been exported worldwide. It's a tick tree replication project, DNA replication project, and yeah, we got good relationship with them for us to place our interns. Secondly, we could also consider Yayasan Sabah Seaweed Plantation in Tawau, which is about extracting the goodness from seaweeds into cosmetics, into different industries, and that would be a very interesting experience to have. Lastly, is the Inno Travel and Sabah Tourism Board, which is about actually for those who are interested in operational ecotourism marketing, and how do we preserve what we have in the world. That would be somewhere students would consider having an intern for. Sorry, there are two more actually. Art heritage, that is a very good experience for those who are interested in art and also preserving local cultures. So batik is very special for Sabah as well as Indonesia, those sort of area. And lastly, it's the internship from a Hong Kong-based AI industry. So the teacher has agreed to come to us in Sabah for the 2 weeks internship, but still to issue the proof of internship and also recommendation letters. So we'll be looking at how to use AI as a tool to support Sabah ecologies and sustainable developmental goals. Yeah, so those are information about our internships. So charity work options, we've got 3, which is about supporting 3 different less fortunate groups within Sabah: the orphans, older people, and the stateless immigrants or stateless residents. So the 3 areas where we could actually potentially thinking about how do we design activities to support them. So all of those elements will be putting into one transcript, which is the Master Transcript Consortium Master Learning Record. That would then be presented to universities for during the application process. So those are the dates in terms of how we distribute the year. So we start on 30th of June 2025, academic orientation, as well as the outward bound school team building. The conservation week starts from 18th to 29th of August. Then we'll come back for a mock, ready for AS exam, 15th to 26th of September with the internship placement, and then followed by a busy application period. We will have a Christmas break between the 15th of December to the 5th of January. Then the A2 examinations will start early May to mid-June, and then we finish our presentation on the 30th of June 2026. So logistics, accommodation, we have a great accommodation site, very comfortable. Got a water theme park on the ground floor, which is a great place to relax, and got a gym room, jacuzzi, a steam room, and a pool. So it's and with all its sports facilities as well, badminton and squash, easily available for our residents. Transportation to A-level learning site between our accommodation and there will be taken care of by a shuttle bus, which is going to take at most 15 minutes during rush hour and 10 minutes when it's not that busy. Climate, it's a tropical rainforest climate, quite hot. Yeah, in Celsius it's between 25 and 35. Yeah, don't ask me what's that in the Fahrenheit. Yeah, currency in banking, it's in a ringgit, called Malaysian ringgit, and conversion rate is about $1 to 4.45 for ringgits, 50 cents, that sort of thing. Flight connections, you can fly from major airports, probably to either Japan or to China. There's lots of direct flights from there to Sabah. Yeah. So those are some of the suggestions. Hong Kong is a very good transition site as well. Yeah, getting around, you could have Grab, which is an app like Uber, very convenient. And also, if your license is in English, then it's okay. If it's not in English, then you need to get an international driving license within Malaysia. So just to wrap up, key benefits for students, they will obtain A-level qualification for their university credits, can then choose 2 to 3 A-level subjects for credit recognition, and that's easily transferable for the US, and also direct application to the UK universities. We have a team of university application counselors to support their application for the essays and support them through the ED, the EA, or in regular decisions as well. The students will have gained ecological conservation fieldwork experience in really prestigious location with virgin rainforest, hands-on professional internship experience in our multi-Yayasan Sabah based industries, as well as AI companies based in Hong Kong, but would be accessible from Sabah. There will be meaningful services provided to less fortunate groups in Sabah. And lastly, the research and potential academic publication for students to wrap up what I've learned into a paper. And they will have gained some insights into their strengths, aptitude, and study in an international cross-cultural environment for their training for adaptability as well as personal growth. Just as a last note, Sabah has been ranked as one of the sites for most beautiful sunsets. So that's the picture I've taken myself. Yes. So yes, and thank you very much for your time and for joining us on this webcast. And thank you very much, everybody, to have listened to us for this time. You conclude?
I would love to conclude. Everyone, I hope you all enjoyed learning about the beautiful place and the beautiful opportunity that the Sabah Horizon program can offer. As an educator for the last 18 years, I can honestly say I have never seen a GAP program like this ever. This is a program that not only provides tremendous growth for every student after they graduate from high school, but also provides them with an experience that I don't know another place that can offer an experience like this, where when it comes to advanced learning, advanced application of their skills, the ability to do some really deep research and publish, and to do some really amazing service opportunities alongside the people. I don't know anywhere else in the world that can do this so beautifully and has been so well organized to do it. I want to seriously encourage you to look deeper into this program. And students, if you're watching this, it doesn't matter if you're only in environmental science or not. This is a program that actually can touch every major that is out there right now. So if you are interested in business, AI, technology, biology, chemistry, education, tourism, hospitality, all of those different majors can get stronger in your next 4 years of college by doing this gap year right now. You will enter into the college environment with an experience like no other. Even as a student in graduate school, back in the day, I did not walk into graduate school with an experience like this after 4 years of college. You will not experience a world in America. We're sitting here in Austin, Texas. There are no rainforests like this in America. You won't be able to see the amazing amount of biodiversity that exists and awaits you in Sabah. So I want to encourage you to research this more and reach out if you are interested. It is a wonderful opportunity for you to have. And that's it. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much.